Guys, so what we're going to do right now, any questions you have for any one of these lovely lady and gentlemen right here, raise your hand. Brian's going to run around, and I'm going to put this mic to whoever the question is for. What do we got? Anybody?
Anyone questions?
Any
raise
questions?
your hands. Raise your hand. Up, here we go. Anthony. Or should we say Mark?
Anthony. Yo, Ant, what we doing, Ant?
All right, I guess this is more directed for Lauren and Bill.
Lauren and Bill, okay.
A little higher. All right. Since sadly we'll never get to ever meet him, and he's obviously one of the most famous characters and deaths in the series, because I've been getting, notices all day. What was it like working with Tom McBride? What was it like with him? Because I'd love to meet him, but,
Tom McBride.
So what was it like working with him? I mean,
all right, I'm going to ask Bill first. Lauren or Bill?
No, actually, he was fantastic. And we were all very lucky that we did get along and we enjoyed ourselves, when we did the filming. But Tom, he was such a gentleman. He was just tremendous. And you don't really see it so much in the film, but he had a great sense of humor. And so that made it even more fun, because he was this, kind of deadpan character. And you knew that his mind was going a mile a minute. And just as soon as we, quit the take, he would be all over you. So he was fun. We had a great time with him. And we were lucky because we kind of had a great time with everybody.
Yeah, very lucky. Yeah, Tom and I actually knew each other from the TV commercials circuit because both of us did a lot of TV commercials. So they used to pair us up all the time as boyfriend and girlfriend, for like soda commercials and things like that. Funny enough, Warrington Gillette razors and stuff like that. So then we saw each other when we arrived at location for filming. It was like seeing an old friend. So the relationship between us came through with the characters because we just knew each other so well. And I had the biggest crush on him. And he used to say, Lauren, I said, I know, but a girl can try.
and you advocated for him to be your husband or boyfriend in Loving.
Loving,
right?
yeah. He auditioned for, I was on a soap opera for many years called Loving on ABC. And he auditioned and got screen tested to play opposite me. He was replacing one of the characters to play opposite me. And I went in and I said, look, this is just epic. We were a couple in a horror movie and now he's here and we have great chemistry. And they said, yeah, but Lauren, and this is what they used to say to me as a woman all the time, we really want a blonde. Yeah. So I was like, oh. But he is missed. He's definitely wise guy. There's a wise guy in the house. But he was a great guy. Thank you for asking about him. I'm a blonde. But you didn't audition.
No.
All right, what do we got?
Anyone else have questions? I have one if no one wants to ask a question.
What do you got, Brian?
All right, this is for Harry. Harry? So I got a question for you. So as a composer, how do you come up with the music? Does the director send you the cut of the movie and you watch it? And then in your head, is that how it comes? Because I like to ask artists, like writers, composers, because it's got to be a tough thing to do. You compose, over 100 movies?
150. About 150. I'm getting close to 200. But I had already worked with Sean on 2 other movies. So Sean just pretty much says, you do it, then I'll let you know, but pretty much lets me do whatever I think. Typically, horror films, I don't like to know anything about the film when I first see it. I don't want to see dailies. I don't want to read a script because I want to see it like the way you're going to see it for the first time, completely, fresh, virgin eyes, because it's important to see how the drama, if you want to call it drama, like the kills, how the scares are going to work. If they're really working, I want to see them, so I want to know what's the best way to make that work the best. If I already know there's a guy over here, it's got a knife, and he's going to jump out of a door and do that. If I already know it, I can't I can't get the feeling of holy smoke, So I don't like to do that, but yes, I just make it up out of my head. As if you hang around long enough, you'll see I do that pretty much all day.
Thank you very much. All right, does anyone have any questions? Come on, raise your hands. We're all family
we got
here.
some questions.
All right, here we go.
Is that an AEW hat? You traitor. It's WWE territory.
I have a question for Harry. Out of all the Friday the 13th films you've composed, which one's your personal favorite? Because I was always partial to 5.
I could go the best score, obviously the first one, because there wouldn't have been any others, would there? But the first one was my favorite. After that, my next favorite is 6, which was Tom McLaughlin's film, and because I had way more players, had a big orchestra, so that was more fun. And then some of you may smile or not smile, but the next one after that really was Jason X. I like just leave me the coat. You can leave, but I can. Oh, right, I love it. Anyway, see what I mean? Yeah, those are probably my top 3. I'll tell you which was the hardest one. Somebody asked me which was the hardest, and I can tell you that the hardest one was part 5, when it was the ambulance driver and not Jason. And when I saw the picture, I went, "It's the ambulance driver?" And I went, so I worked my butt off, literally overscoring it every time Jason was there and just pushing as hard as I could. If you listen to it, it's just I'm going crazy trying to, because I know it's not, and I didn't want anybody to be disappointed. That's ridiculous. But what I'm saying is that one was the hardest because I knew it didn't pay off in the end. It didn't work out. That was the hardest one. 2 was fun too. My favorite scene in 2 is what I called Shay Jason, where Jason comes over and where's Mrs. Voorhees? Amy dresses up as Mrs. Voorhees and she psychs him out. I just love that scene. That was the first scene I wrote. But I don't know, has anybody gotten to meet Amy? She actually is a psychologist, which turns out she's pretty good at it. So anyway, that's the best I could do.
All right, do we have any questions for Mr. Sloan, since Harry brought up part 5? Any questions for Mr. Sloan? All right, I guess I'll ask a question.
It was you got it. Ron's like,
all right, so part 5 for the longest time was like the redheaded stepchild, but now it has its own cult following. And for me, my favorite characters are Ethel and Junior.
Yeah, come on, man. Ethel and Junior.
I mean, your chemistry was so great. Were any of your lines ad-lib? Because you guys just flowed so well. You're a jokester, so there had to be something like.
I'm not a jokester. Oh, thank you, brother. So, yeah, what was nice was, yes, I mean, everything basically was scripted, but then, of course, Danny Steinman, who was the director, allowed us to go off book and whatever chemistry, whatever. I mean, Ethel does talk like a sailor, so a lot of that wasn't necessarily in the script, but it is now. So it was a lot of fun. We did have a tremendous, and we still do have a tremendous chemistry together. And she is sorry that she couldn't be here. So for you guys, truly, she wanted to be here. And I love her. I mean, I called her on Mother's Day. Carol and I talk a lot. We have a wonderful relationship. And she is a very special soul. So she has a nice history. She was in Sharky's Machine with Burt Reynolds. Now a little bit of part 5 trivia for you. The wig that Carol wears as Ethel Hubbard,
she wore in Sharky's Machine as a prostitute. So if you go watch Sharky's Machine with Burt Reynolds and Carol Locatell, that's the same wig. And I believe that wig somehow was stolen, or after the film it disappeared. So, but that's a little Friday the 13th trivia,
So real quick, and then I'm going to go to Bill Randolph. If no one has a question, please feel free. This is what we're here for. Your fight scene with John Shepard. Now, was that all you, or did you have a stunt double?
Well, that was an interesting scene in itself. Dick Warlock, who was the stunt coordinator on Part 5. Yeah, he's amazing. There was also Gene LaBelle and Gene... Oh, yeah! Gene had to test me on whether I can ride a motorcycle. So I got to ride through like Orange Groves, and Gene's cool. He's a good guy. The stunt double, Dick Warlock was John Shepard's stunt double. So he taught us how to stage fight, except he taught John wrong. Dick actually knocked me out in rehearsal. John picks up well, because John also knocked me out, and I didn't get hazard pay, and I should have. No, truly. And then I did have a stunt double on the motorcycle when I'm riding up on the porch and screaming. Everything was me except for that porch. So they didn't want me to definitely hurt myself, which I would have. And no, I mean, thank God for stuntmen. Thank God for stuntmen. But still, yeah. But the fight scene, yeah, it was a little painful, and John's not really good at pulling his punches when he kicks you in the groin either. Go watch Part 5 again in a few minutes, and you'll see I hit the ground for a good reason.
It's pretty safe to say that Junior was all talk. He couldn't follow up.
Junior didn't have kids after that.
All right, come on. Does anyone have any questions for the wonderful... Oh, here we go.
This is for the Part 2 actors. Prior to being cast in that role, what was your respective opinion on slashers in general, like Halloween and the really underground ones like Happy Birthday to Me and The Burning? Like, what was your opinion on films like that prior to being cast in Part 2?
Eek. I hadn't really seen a whole lot of those. I was big into Stephen King type of stuff, Psycho, the original Psycho, a lot of those old movies. My big thing was old Draculas and Frankensteins. Godzilla, were the one where it's all dubbed in. Yeah, all of those. Because when I was growing up, we had a show on Saturday nights. You probably remember it too. Creature Feature and Chiller. Yeah. So that was our slasher type of stuff. That's what was available to us. But then, of course, later on came things like Jaws and The Exorcist. So that's really my background in horror and what I was allowed to watch, and also what was coming out back then. I didn't see the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre or any of those. You guys?
I don't know. Nobody really wants to hear my opinion. I mean, I guess as long as you handed me the mic, I'll have to say that. I love you, Ronnie. Come on. Say whatever you want. Actually, the horror movie of the genre of what you guys like, to me, the scariest one was Scream. That scared me. But my own feelings as to what really scared me... That's actually
very refreshing to hear that, by the way.
Yeah. The Exorcist, which isn't really... I don't know. Would that be considered in the genre of horror films? Kind of gross. Yeah, that freaked me out. That freaked me out. But I think Scream really scared me.
I hadn't really seen a lot of slasher films. And, of course, like... Lauren said, on Chiller Theater and whatever we could see that was full of commercials and cut like crazy on television. But fortunately, before I did Friday the 13th Part 2, Kevin Bacon and I actually were friends and would bowl together on Amsterdam and 78th Street. And so I knew that he was in the film. So I was actually able to say, hey, Kevin, I'm playing your clone. Is there anything you can tell me about it or whatever? He says, no. but yeah, he and I were friends and we had a good time. But I saw the first Friday the 13th because he was in it, and I knew that I was playing his clone. So that was kind of my introduction to, and of course I think everybody saw Halloween, because certainly Halloween, I don't think that any of the Friday the 13th series would have happened without without Halloween, because Halloween was so successful that everybody was jumping on the bandwagon.
All right, guys, what do we got? Let's give a round of applause right now. One more question. Let's go. Come on.
Oh.
What do we got, Sean?
Yeah, I got a question for Bill Randolph. Long time ago, I heard from a co-star of yours, Stu Charno, that you guys created a song that made the final cut of the movie when you guys are going through the... and I was wondering if that song ever went to press and where I can get a copy.
In my dreams, if it had gone to press, then I would be living on Easy Street, depending on. But no, the thing that was great was that Stu Charno, he is an amazing jazz pianist, and he and I met in the city before, and I actually went to one of his performances. And so, it was actually Stu's impulse while we were walking that he started doing, doing the riff, and I picked up on it, and so the two of us actually, ended up, somewhat of a duet, and but that was just totally just happened on the moment. It was one take. And it was gone.
Can you give us a rendition?
A rendition.
Come on.
So we're walking through the, deal, through the, whatever, the field, and everybody's in line, and Stu's in front, kind of doing da 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 da, and I'm behind like about 2 or 3 people. Maybe Marta was in between us. I don't know. And I'm just going da boom, da boom, da ba 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 boom, da boom, right behind him. And that was pretty much it.
That's awesome.
There it is.
Thank you, Bill.
Karaoke go to. All right, guys, I'm going to give it one last time. Anybody have any other questions? Any question? Oh, we got somebody in the back. Brian, hustle. Thank you, sir.
Just wondering if the part 2 cast can solve a mystery. What happened to Paul?
What happened to Paul? What happened? Let's start with Lauren.
Start with me. Paul was actually Muffin, and Muffin was actually Paul.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Wait, there's a part 2?
Yeah, he fell off the motorcycle and won and doesn't remember anything after that. Now, you have a story about the motorcycle, don't you? I mean, because there's a whole myth that you actually fell off, right?
This will take me to my grave. I already said what the true story is, that I didn't fall off the motorcycle. It was falling over and I jumped away and let it fall on the ground. You guys would have done the same thing, right? I mean, I didn't want to go. I had to make a movie that day. Do I know how to ride a motorcycle? Very poorly. So poorly that Sean said, "You're not riding the motorcycle," and they had the state trooper drive out of the camp.
Because you couldn't keep the chief waiting.
Can we bury that question?
You heard it.
Until the next time I bug you with it,
All right, maybe 1, 2, 1 question. Anywhere? Oh, okay.
This goes to all the actors. If you had a choice you could stay in the role you were in, pick another Friday the 13th role, any role you want, or go outside the verse and pick another series like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, what would you do?
I would stay with Friday the 13th.
In the role that you were in?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason being is that we were very lucky as a cast and as a crew that we got along like a house of fire. And it was a great time. And Steve Miner was generous enough to allow us to have a good time with each other while we were filming. And so, yeah, I would love to reprise that role, come back from the dead somehow. But, it was, I had a good time. And Friday the 13th was great. I had an excellent time.
I've talked to Kane Hodder. You all know who Kane Hodder is, right? Yeah. And I said, we got to do Jason versus Officer Dorff.
I'd pay for that.
I want to be Sarah Connor in Terminator series. I'd be a badass and be all jacked up. With the brown undies on.
I just want to live. I'll never be in a sequel. I die in everything.
I want to be Stu Charno, but I just want to say one thing because we were talking about Friday, like I want to be in Friday or something like that, and this is okay. The thing about Friday the 13th versus all of the other ones that are like it, or try to be like it, is that first of all, every character was an actual, like someone that you would know. They're regular people. The one guy looked like Kevin Bacon, but at that time, who the hell was Kevin Bacon? Right? They were all real people. Wonderful Janine, the girl who's in the bathroom doing Katharine Hepburn imitations. All these different people. Everyone in that movie, they were real. And if you go through the sequels of Friday the 13th, not going past 10, okay? Not going past 10. Everybody, now you look at these other ones, and everyone looks like they're models. All the girls are like, come on, please, The guys are the newer ones, the people who are making those don't understand the movie. They really don't understand the movie. And everybody who's made it up on there, up to 10. And the reason these pictures are so successful is you guys. It's really all about you guys because this music, you like them, you like the characters, it was funny, it was all these different things. We were able to do a lot of things in this movie. But it's the fans who really make this thing happen every time it happens. I'm getting lost, so I'll shut up. But it's true. It's by far the best, and like everybody, like some of these people. I mean, I've killed just about everybody here. Not Ron though, no. But and Stu Charno. He's still drinking at that same bar.
That's because he was a good boy and didn't go into Camp Crystal Lake.
Right. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that these people, every time I meet new ones or anything, they all had a great time. They all loved each other. There was no BS on the set. And believe me, I've seen BS on the set. This is a great group of people who are in these movies. And you are a great group of people who like this movie. It's really more you than it is us.
Hey, we have one more question.
You guys watch a lot of movies. What's it feel like to watch your own movie?
Who wants to go first on that one?
After it's finished.
Well, okay, let's see. Well, I guess you guys are going to see one tomorrow night. Jimmy J? 13 Fanboy. If you're not here tomorrow, you can see it via Showtime. It's free right now on Amazon. It's like 99 cents. Any cheaper, I'd be paying you to watch it. I was very fortunate and blessed. I mean, I really loved playing Junior on Friday the 13th, and that was a while ago. But I was very lucky to have a starring role with Dee Wallace, the mom from E.T., guys. Oh my God, this woman is golden. She, as an actor, it's a dream to work with someone who can give you so much it brings out the best in you. So, for me, right now, that's been the pinnacle. With the fun part from Friday 13th, Part 5 is my relationship, of course, with Carol that will go on for a lifetime. And with Dee, there's a connection there, too. So, these are relationships. These are friends. These are moments of time that have been captured by you guys. Because without you, it's just another job. But you guys brought it back to life. You guys keep Friday the 13th and all of this genre alive. And, to pass it down from generation to generation, that's wild stuff, I mean, to have a little kid come up to me and talk about Friday the 13th, Part 5, and then the parents saying, well, I watched you when I was a little kid. And it's like, wow, this is pretty cool. So I thank you all for what you've given me and keep giving me, because it's just a blast. And I sincerely enjoy you. When you come up, man, this is real. This isn't make-believe. This is that moment in time that you go, wow, I've created a memory. So thank you for the memories. Oh, that's Bob Hope. Never mind.
That's right. Yeah, where's Big Crosby?
That was great. Yeah. It's true. I mean, we do. We all feel that no matter where we go. I mean, this is a special event, and I appreciate you guys for putting this together, because to have an intimate chat with everybody here and have that relationship with you guys, this is different from the big conventions, right? It's very different. We get to spend a lot more time together. We get to eat together. We laugh together. We goof off together. We have, photo ops together. And then the vendors are having a great time. So this has really been very special. So thank you for putting this together and for having us here. And going back to the question real quick, it is really weird to see yourself on the big screen and then even on the small screen. Everything is just bigger. Your panties are bigger. It's just everything is bigger. You realize, wow, this chick really doesn't know how to smoke a toke, So it's just, sometimes it's mortifying to see yourself up on the big screen. But I will say, to watch your character get killed, it's like, I don't see it as me. I see it as her. I go, oh my God, poor Vickie. It's like an out of body experience. I'm not seeing Lauren. I'm seeing poor Vickie, and that's what that's like. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
To answer your question, I remember the first screening. I was like horrified. The helmet was too big. And I says, oh my God, it's embarrassing. This guy's such a jerk. But let me tell you something. So the first screening, it was the actors and the directors and the crew and all the people who had something to do with the movie. In my part, there wasn't one laugh. I said, I failed. A couple of months later, it played 42nd Street at a double feature. And my wife at the time and I and another couple went, and they were laughing. It was you guys. So thank you.
I remember the first time I saw the film, and my panties looked huge. I was so embarrassed. I turned to my agent and I said, I'm never going to work again. I said, those panties are gigantic. But no, it is very strange to see yourself on the screen. And yes, you do divorce yourself. You know, you look at it as somebody else. And of course, you pick it apart like crazy. That's like nothing you did was good and nothing worked. And, this is the end of my career. And, I'm going to become a librarian tomorrow. And, fortunately, like you say, thanks to the fans, to people who are really watching it with a completely fresh perspective, that's what makes it so great. And these conventions, love them. They're just, it's so much fun to come and meet everybody. Certainly, I don't know for everybody else, but certainly for me, being here and meeting with everybody, it's terrific. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, guys, here we go. Give a round of applause. Friday the 13th alumni, Bill Randolph, Ron Millkie, Lauren Marie Taylor, Ron Sloan, and Harry Manifredini.
Hey, this is Alex Malari Jr., and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Your Emperor commands it. Thanks for watching.